This is Lecture 2 for Class 7, Headnotes in the West Digest System. In this lecture, we are going to look at case headnotes and the West Digest topic and key number system. By using the headnotes and the numbering system in Westlaw Next, we can easily take legal issues found in one jurisdiction and transport them into our own. Let's go back to the headnotes in Hicks v. State and take a closer look. For each headnote, West identifies its legal relevance by subject category first. This category is called a digest topic. The digest topic here is criminal law, and it is assigned to both headnotes. The number after the little key symbol designates its subcategory. That is called a key number. In headnote number 1, the key number is 998, subdivision 17. This particular number represents sufficiency of post-conviction relief. I know this because there is a tool that lists all of the digest topics and key numbers. So for each headnote in a West case system, there will also be a digest topic and a key number, which we will use for searching and verifying the law. Digest topics can often have more than one key number associated with it, as you see here in headnote number 2. Headnote number 2 has 998 subdivision 16 as well as 1159.4 subdivision 1. We can use the West Digest topic and key number system on Westlaw Next and in print. Before we move forward using these headnotes to our advantage, I want to show you the extent of the West Digest and key number system. To do that, we're going to go online. At the main page, under Cases, you can click on the very obvious golden key and the blue Key Numbers link. The Digest Topic and Key Number system acts like an index to cases. It is a highly evolved classification system. It organizes cases according to the main topic, which is called a digest topic. There are over 400 digest topics, numbered 1 through 452 right now. The number changes as the law evolves. Each digest topic is then further divided into narrow issues, and these are called key numbers. For example, if we scroll through these 400 digest topics, we see that criminal law is numbered 110. If we open up criminal law, we'll see that this digest topic has 31 chapters. Within each chapter, a range of key numbers is represented. For example, post-conviction relief issues are numbered key number 1400 through 1689. If you open up these ranges, the full description is provided. If we look at key number 1616, we see that that is labeled sufficiency, and it is further divided into subdivisions. Now let's take a look at how Hicks v. State is represented online. The first thing to point out is that there is a PDF version of the case available in the upper left corner of the screen. You might find it easier to read cases offline in their original PDF format. For one, you do not need to arrive at a correct Rule 18 Blue Book citation if you are using the PDF of the case. Also, it may be easier to find your pinned citations. This would be the cite to a page other than the first page of a case. For example, if you are quoting from a case and you need to provide the page number within the case that the quote is coming from. On Westlaw Next, the page numbers to the official reporter are embedded in the text of the opinion, and sometimes they're a little bit difficult to find. Also at the top of the case is the information we already reviewed in print, plus the citation to the case reporter where the case is printed. The paragraph under the docket number and the date of the decision of the case is the syllabus, or synopsis of the case. The syllabus contains the decision of the court. Usually the syllabus is written by West editors, but some courts write their own, and in this case it will say written by the court, or something to that effect. Regardless, you never cite to the syllabus. However, it is a helpful research tool. Likewise, you never cite to a headnote. It is only a research aid. You cite to the opinion or the holding of the court. If we scroll down, we could see those two headnotes that were represented in the printed version of State v. Hicks. If you click on the chronological number of the headnote, for example the number 1, you will be taken to that place in the case where the judge discusses that point of law or set of facts. Notice, as in this example, there can be more than one headnote assigned to each point of law. You can go back to the top of the case by clicking on the headnote number again. On my screen, at the top of the headnote is the digest topic Criminal Law. However, after the key symbol you see the words Plea and Defense Counsel. The number we saw earlier, 998, subdivision 17, is replaced by a verbal equivalent. If your screen looks different than mine, you can change this view by selecting Change View. I'm going to switch to another view now. In this view, the legal principle or relevant facts are on the left side of the box. The numbers representing the West Digest topic and key numbers are on the right, and you could see the breakdown in criminal law by chapter numbers and key numbers. In this view, you see the full extent of the key numbering system that West created more than 100 years ago. First you have the digest topic, the topic Criminal Law, 110, and then you see the organizational structure beneath the topic Criminal Law. The subchapter headings, Post-Conviction Relief, Proceedings, Affidavits and Evidence, and finally Sufficiency, key number 1616. And if you want to be more focused, Pleas, which have the number 1618, subdivision 3. Now this key number is different than the one we saw in the PDF version of the case. Remember, in the PDF version of the case, it was 998, subdivision 17. If you look closely within this headnote, there is a parenthetical from Westlaw Next editors, and it says, formerly 110 K 99817. Because the law is always evolving, sometimes West has to renumber their key number and digest system. When you see this, don't worry, as they went back in their database to correct the headnotes accordingly. However, they do not go back and correct the printed version of the case, making it difficult to follow, although not impossible. It doesn't make too much of a difference to you, as you never cite a headnote, but I wanted to point it out so you have an explanation of why the key numbers differ from the official printed version of cases and what you see on Westlaw Next. Let's say that this first headnote represents exactly what we are researching. But we are in the wrong jurisdiction. Remember, this case was decided in Missouri Court of Appeals. If we click on the digest topic and key number that we want, we could rerun this search. The default is to rerun it in the jurisdiction that the case was decided. But you see here, jurisdiction, Missouri, we can change it. And we can change it to the jurisdiction that's relevant for us here in Hawaii and deselect Missouri. By hitting apply, Westlaw Next will now run that key number search in the state of Hawaii and related federal courts. And you'll see that we have 34 cases. It doesn't matter which jurisdiction you are in. You can jump between states and the federal courts using the same digest topics and key numbers without worrying how to create your search string. So, if you have a great case but it isn't in your jurisdiction, you can quickly check to see if there are cases in your jurisdiction that are similar. I'm going to go back and look at State v. Hicks again to point out something that isn't always clear to people when they're learning the digest topic and key number system. Remember here, when we're looking at the headnote, we're chasing the headnote. We're chasing this point of law. It doesn't matter if another case has cited this case or not. We're only interested in the legal issue. This is different from key cite. Key cite, which is in your citing references, will report on cases that have cited back to your case. So these three cases cite back to Hicks versus State of Missouri. That is a significant difference, and you have to keep that in mind as we move forward doing our case law research. You can find digest topics and key numbers directly from a case you are reading, like we did here in this video. And you can find digest topics and key numbers from the many West secondary sources, like this entry in the Legal Encyclopedia Amjur, which provides a digest topic and key number related to abandoned and lost property, key numbers 1 through 13. There's also the opportunity to search the digest classification system yourself to find appropriate topics. We're going to do that in next week's class. In our next video, we're going to look at using headnotes and key citing references together to customize your case result and updating and verifying your case law. This concludes Lecture 2 for Class 7.